tell you something. In this world, if you can't swim, you bound to drown. Yeah. And if you fall, you better pick your punk ass up. That's right. And the rest of y'all, don't cut him no slack.
You want to see real me?
Y'all pros get busy.
Come up to the...
YouTube, what it do? It's your favorite Cop Carter, Coach Carter, D-Money, back again with another video. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, so you know what you're here for. P7 pros and cons. I guess you can call it a guide or whatever floats your boat. We're gonna work with it. We're gonna give you everything that you need to get a P7. We're gonna give you your pros, we're gonna give you your cons. And at the end, I'm gonna give you my recommendation for every P7's best ability tree. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into the video.
Check. You see that steal? Nice pass. Racking up those assists.
All right, so right out the gate, should you P7 your character? Absolutely. As far as your reasoning, don't even matter. You want to get the most out your character? P7 the character. Now, before you get to that point to where you're ready to P6 or P7 your character, make sure you have your P buffs in order. If I see one more P6 Ren and you got trash P buffs, we're going to have a conversation. I'm pulling you off the court immediately, and we're going to have to go have a talk in the back. And it ain't going to go how you think it's going to go. Now, I am not saying that you have to have the P buffs that I have. Run the P buffs that works for your playing style and the characters that you like to play. But at bare minimum, you need to have Jason, Ren, Walker, and Carolina at P5.
Straight racking up those assists. From down, get physical here.
All right, now as far as what you're going to need to get your character to P7, you're going to need a total of 21 intensive manuals. You're going to need 3 to go from P4 to P5. You're going to need a total of 8 intensive manuals to go from P5 to P6. And you're going to need a total of 10 to go from P6 to P7. Outside of that, you're going to need 600K in coins just for the ability tree. And you're going to need a bunch of energy drinks.
Squeeze that ball. You see that steal? Perfect pass. Jack with authority.
Now, for your pros for having a P7. The first pro is going to be the stat boost. So, of course, you already know you get a total of 120 points to put towards your stacks when you go to P6. You're going to get another 120 when you go to P7. So that's a total of 240 points that you can add to your character's stat. Keep in mind that you can only add 15 points to a single attribute. The second pro is the potential abilities that you get. Every P7 has 3 trees that you can select from. For the ability tree, you only get a max total of 10 potential points. You can split them up between all 3 trees, but in most cases, you do better just filling out 1 tree completely. The ability tree is going to give you additional stats and success rate towards certain skills that your character has. Whatever potential abilities that you select, they do carry over in 3x3 rank.
Check. Don't blink, yo. Nice move.
All right, so the first con that you're going to run into when P7 in a character is the high investment. Outside of breaking open your wallet, it's going to take a long time to stack up 21 books and 600K in blue coins to max out your P7 character. The second con is going to be the ability tree, strangely enough. All P7s are not created equally, and some of them do have really bad ability trees. For example, we're on Lloyd. Lloyd has shoot, offense, and physical for his ability tree. Now, the problem with Lloyd's ability tree is none of these are super great. His shoot option only gives him like a 1.6% boost to his 3-point success rate and a +1 stat to his close range and mid-range shot. His offense tree is slightly better, but not by much. It mainly gives him success rate to his floater, a +3 to his pass stat. It does increase his A pass speed, and he gets a little bit of long distance layup distance. Lastly, he has physical, which primarily boosts his strength, a +2 on his drive-in block, and a +2 on his speed. Primarily, the only real benefit that you're going to get for Lloyd at P7 is the stat boost itself. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have Nathan, who has 3 really good options for his ability tree. And the problem you're going to have with him is deciding which one is best going to suit what you want to do with your Nathan. Which leads me into another con with the ability tree. Once you start going down one tree, you have to finish it out because it's going to cost you 100 P points to reset it and select another tree to go down.
Aki, I'm open.
Solid pass right there. Making them look bad.
Now, do you need to P7 a character for them to be good? Absolutely not. Meta is always going to be meta. A lot of these characters are just good at P5. Jack, for example, he's really good at P5. He's even better at P6, and he's a Serious problem at P7. Another example would be Ox Queen. Ox Queen is a bum at P5, she's a bum at P6, and even more of a bum at P7. And if you have a P7 Ox Queen, you a special type of weirdo. I said what I said. Now, on the other end of that spectrum, there are some characters who need their P6 and P7 more than others. For example, you got Murdoch and you got Lee. Now, in my opinion, I think Murdoch and Lee are probably two of the most overrated characters on this game. I said what I said. Apparently, there's a small percentage of people who think these two are meta. Now, I'm not saying that these characters are trash by any means, but to sit there and say that Lee and Murdoch are top 3, top 2 is borderline insanity. However, Murdoch is someone who definitely needs his P6, and having him at P7 can arguably definitely put him in the top 5 when it comes to power forwards. And the same thing goes for Lee. Lee is not a bad character by any means. His P6 ability definitely helps him out a lot, but his P7 ability definitely makes him one of the best stretch bigs on this game.
Perfect form, perfect form. Solid pass right there. Oh, unbelievable.
All right, so starting with Luther, we got post offense, rebound, and blocks. Honestly, it's a toss-up between rebound and blocks. For my personal preference, I'll probably go with blocks. Next, we got Lee. He has three-point shot, physical, and big man. But don't overthink it. Just go with three-point shot and call it a day. For Murdoch, we got blocks, screen, and rebound. You can make an argument for either one, but for my personal preference, I'll just go blocks. For William, we got post offense, rebound, and perimeter defense. Post offense would probably be the weakest one. You can make an argument for rebound, but for my personal preference, I'll just go with perimeter defense. For Kim, you got offense, dribble, and move. Honestly, I would say it's a toss-up between offense and dribble. I would say go with whichever you can't get out of your build. For Pedro, you got move, steal, and pass. Honestly, you can make an argument for move and pass, but I would say just go with steal and call it a day. For Krista, you got inside attack, blocks, and rebound. I would say inside attack and blocks is her best option. Keep in mind, if you decide to go down blocks, there is an attribute for her shadow block. So if you did not choose that for her P6 ability, make sure you do not select that attribute. For Ren, you got mid-range, three-point shot, and physical. Don't overthink it, just go three-point shot. For Jason, you got move, inside attack, and shoot. I chose inside attack for the memes, but honestly, I think shoot would be his best option. For Rebecca, she has mid-range, physical, and three-point shot. You can make an argument for all of them, but honestly, I just say go with three-point shot and call it a day. Faye has rebound, dunk, blocks. All of them are equally good. I would say her best option would probably be dunk. For Walker, he has three-point shot, inside attack, and blocks. Personally, I would go with three-point shot, but I wouldn't be mad at you if you chose blocks. All right, for Mika, she has move, shoot, and guard. You can make an argument for guard, but shoot would be her best option. For Jack, he has offense, impediment, and perimeter defense. You can make an argument for all three, but for my personal preference, I went with impediment. For Ayla, you got steal, three-point shot, and pass. It's really a toss-up between steal and three-point shot, but for my personal preference, I chose steal. For Lou, she has rebound, steal, and dunk. Honestly, it's a toss-up between all three. It's personal preference, but for my personal preference, I went with steal. For Ox Queen, there's really only two options, three-point shot and move and dribble. Personally, I would say don't P7 her, but if you insist on being weird like that, go with whatever it is that you can't get out your build. For Double D, he has dunk, bounce, rebound. All of them are equally good. For me personally, I would go dunk. For MC, he has physical, inside attack, and three-point shot. Don't overthink it, three-point shot. For Jesse, all of these are equally good. You have mid-range, perimeter defense, and dribble. You can make an argument for each one. For me personally, I like two-way players, so I probably would go with perimeter defense. For Lloyd, he has shoot, offense, and physical. None of these are worth writing home about. For my personal preference, I'll probably go down physical. For Janessa, we got move, dribble, defense, and offense. Again, all of these are equally good. It's personal preference. For me, I would probably go down offense. For Giant G, you got blocks, dunk, and physical. Again, three equally good. Personal preference. For me, I would choose dunk. Blair gets post offense, rebound, and physical. Honestly, there's only one option for Blair. Just go with post offense and call it a day. For Bagman, he has two really good options, dribble and mid-range. This is another personal preference for me. As you can see, I chose dribble. For Clara, she has move, pass, and steal. You can make an argument for move, but clearly it's really only just one option, and that's steal. For Yuna, another character with equally good options, dribble, shot creator, and steal. You can make an argument for each one, but for my personal preference, I'll probably just go with shot creator. And lastly, you have Nathaniel Bartholomew Jenkins. 3 really good options: 3-point shot, dribble, and dunk. I'm still undecided on which option I want to choose, but I'm leaning more towards dunk than anything else on here. All right, that'll do it. Lastly, I'm not here to tell you who you should and should not P7. If you like the character, there's nothing wrong with investing in the character. Go ahead and get the character to P7. Just make sure you have all the abilities and P buffs straight on that character before you do. But that is all I got for you. It's your boy D Money. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you boys in the next one. Peace.